What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your Chasing Atlanta Season 3, Episode 8. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope you like this video. All my social media is in the description box. Let's jump into it. So, honey, we have gotten past the drama. We are now hanging out at a cabana, all-white cabana, that on Miss Jaylon Aaron. She said that she'd been through so much these last couple of years with her businesses, ups and downs and highs and lows. She wants to she said it's a blessing to be able to bring her friends down to Miami and be able to pay for it. And that, she wanted to, and she admitted that a part of her wanted to show off a little bit to the other, the other cast members to say, hey, look at me, look what I can do. She said, but then there's just a part of her that's just really, really happy to be where she was. She went on to, we see a scene between her and her assistant. She said, my assistant came down with me from Augusta, and we just been riding together, and she stuck with me, and I just really love her and appreciate her. I think we saw this much. Miss Jaylon let us, Lauren England now, darling. Let us get a little insight to her and her situation. We find out a few more things in this scene. We see where she went on to talk about what happened with Gardini a little bit more. She said Gardini stole her business name. And so she never lost her business per se, but she did have to change her name and reset and redo some things. She said, but some good things did come out of the reunion. She said people actually started coming to her store, and people sort of was like, we're going to support you, we got your back, so forth and so on. And so she was just like, look, I'm in a really good place right now. We found out that she's going to have some more surgery. And again, my question hasn't been answered, because just because she's having surgery to enhance certain things does not mean she wants to fully transition. Excuse me, y'all. My allergies. However, there's still a question for me, because she did change her name. She does want to be addressed as Lauren England at this point. She changed her Instagram. We saw at the end of this episode she did have the surgery. Looked like she got some hips, some butt, and a little bit more of that tummy tuck. I thought she looked fine before the surgery, but you can't tell somebody what they see in the mirror. I just hope and pray this is the second time that we know of that she's had lipo. All I'm going to say is that I hope and pray that what you see you're happy with. If you are transitioning, obviously there are more surgeries that you would have to have. However, if you're not transitioning and this is just, you are, your thing, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so I don't want nobody to be like, you said this wrong, whatever. I hope that you don't get caught up in the plastic surgery cycle. And we've seen it with other celebrities, we've seen it with other people, where they're just not happy with what they see in the mirror, and they do so much that it's no longer appealing. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm done. But she talked about how she did the K Michelle video, and then K Michelle reached out to her and she started doing K Michelle's hair, and then that exposed her to some other celebrity clients, and how it's just been a really good run after the reunion, and how things were kind of bad and kind of rough. She still don't want to fuck with Gardini though, but that's cool. We're gonna get back to Gardini in a minute. Now, Oliver shows up, and what we find out is that Oliver called Gardini on FaceTime and asked Gardini point blank, did I tell you that Jaywan was sleeping with production? And Gardini said no. Then there was but that time Gardini didn't know that Jaywan was there. Then there was a second phone call where Gardini knew that Jaywan was there, FaceTime, Jaywan was there, FaceTime, and the conversation was, the same question was asked, and it was described that Gardini sort of kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit, but eventually said, no, you didn't tell me. And as a matter of fact, when I call you with some tea, you don't want to hear the tea. Which is exactly what Oliver said. Now, let me say this. Oliver, you ain't all the way off the hook. I'm gonna get back to you in a minute. But in this situation, you were fully vindicated. And I said last week, it made sense to me. If you don't want to hear shit from one person, then you don't want to hear shit from all the people. And I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I wish I was that disciplined, because I ain't gonna lie. When somebody called me with some juice, I want to hear it. I ain't necessarily gonna repeat it, because, I'm not to pick up the phone, call the next person. Some stuff I do, I ain't gonna lie. But most of the time, it's like, oh, for real, that happened? Okay, cool. But I ain't gonna sit here and say I don't want to hear it now. But Oliver didn't want to hear it, and Oliver was disciplined enough to say, look, I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. I think that Oliver is truly... there are some people who go into reality TV and they are able to use it for what it is there for, and they're able to twist it, flip it, and make it work for them. Obviously, one of the most successful stories we know of recently is Cardi B. And Cardi B is similar to Oliver. Cardi B already had Instagram following. That's why Love and Hip Hop reached out to her in the first place. But she took that Love and Hip Hop and was able to take advantage, and things happen the way they happen. We know of other reality TV stars who were able to do the same thing. And so I sort of see that with Oliver. I had heard Oliver's name. I had seen him, tagged in different people's posts on Instagram and things like that. But I didn't know him like that. But I definitely feel like he's going to use this platform and for what it is. But I'm going to come back to you in a minute, Oliver. So with that being said, it seems like Oliver is vindicated in this situation. Now, let me say this. Little sidebar, sometimes, now this show was filmed back in January, I believe, was that show in Miami. I believe that was January-ish. Now Gardini is saying that it ain't true, and word on the street is Gardini and Oliver are no longer even friends. So I hate to see it, I hate to hear it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. So that was that. Okay, next we see, and let me see if I'm out of order, then but I'm trying to hit the hot spots. Next we see Oliver and Jay Twan go to the grocery store. Oliver's planning, he's gonna cook dinner for everybody back into the house. He said, now that things have calmed down a little bit at the house, maybe we can, I can treat these ladies to, to a dinner or what have you. So he's doing it wasn't really a crab broil, it was more like a seafood dinner, but okay, that is what it was. And as someone who loves seafood, I ain't gonna never say no to fried shrimp, crab legs, and corn on the cob sausage and all that other stuff they had going on. It looked good to me. But, Oliver, here's where I'm about to jump in your ass. At the grocery store, Oliver proceeds to share information about a studio session between him and Kendra with Jay Twan. Now, your ass just got up out the doghouse about not spreading gossip, and here you are talking shit. Now, the way you ended the conversation was the way you should have started the conversation, because in the beginning, it sounded like you were just gossiping and talking shit. But at the end of the conversation, you kind of hit Jay Twan with, should I feel some kind of way? Am I wrong for feeling the way I'm feeling? Like, that was unprofessional. And yeah, I'm trying to be cool with Kendra. I'm trying to work things out with Kendra. However, how should I feel? So if you asking him from that point of view, cool. But in the beginning, it just sounded like you was talking shit. And what you said was that she came to the studio an hour and 45 minutes late after the time that she told you she could come, that you'll book studio time based on her availability. That's not only unprofessional, that's disrespectful, because now you're playing with my money. It's one thing for me to say, hey, I'm going to be at the studio between the hours of 2 and 5. Come on through. I got some stuff I want you to listen to, versus when can you come to the studio? Oh, you can be there at 2. All right, I'm going to book the studio time at 2 o'clock. See, there's the difference. And I don't know what it is about people that can't be on time for shit. If I'm an hour and a half late for work every day, I'm going to lose my job. I just don't understand people who... The disrespect of people's time is a pet peeve of mine. Do not play with my time. If you tell me you're going to be... And I ain't talking about running late or bullshit. I got friends that they be late for their own funeral. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. We're going to meet at the restaurant at 4. You get there at 4:30. Okay, I ain't tripping off of that. But if we're going to meet at the restaurant at 4 and you getting there at 7, we got a whole nother set of issues. And when it's consistent, now you disrespecting my time. Anyway, that's too much. But Jay Twan, of course, in his confessional was like, now, you gossiping now, you talking shit, whatever. And I kind of felt that way too. But then it seemed like, oh, and the other thing Oliver said was when she got to the studio, then she didn't even know the song. She hadn't practiced the song. And when they did lay the track, he said when she finally laid the track, her vocal is fire. However, it's still a little off, and I'm going to have to do some studio magic to make it work. And his whole statement was, I really wanted for us to perform the song at the show tonight, but it's not ready. And it would have been a great opportunity for her, for me. It's a great song. Got it. But it came off messy on the beginning. You kind of cleaned it up at the end, but it came off really messy. Anyway. So we get back to the house and we're having the seafood dinner. Now, we were born. Y'all real messy in these confessionals now. Oliver, you shady as shit too in the confessionals. We were born, you shady as shit in the confessionals too. Hinting that the food wasn't that great and that Oliver ain't had the money to pay for it, or Oliver wanted you to put in on it, but you ain't put in on it anyway, so why mention it? If me and you go to the grocery store together and I'm like, yo, you want to split this, and we get to the register and we don't split it, then, and I go ahead and pay for it and I don't make an issue out of it, then you shouldn't make an issue out of it, because you said you would give me some money, but you didn't. So to me, that speaks to your character, not mine. Just say, no, I wasn't planning on putting in on it. Oh, I thought you were treating us. Or, no, I ain't got it. But don't act like you got over on me, like you scammed me or some shit in the confessional. Then be honest about the situation and be like, I wasn't planning on giving you no money. But I'm going to crack these crab legs. Anyway. But Oliver actually came up with a really great idea that he thought would be a good opportunity for all of them to come together and do an event together. And it's sort of a rip-off of Rip the Runway. No pun intended. Where they would come together, they would all use their skills, what they're doing, what they're known for, what they're trying to chase in Atlanta, and create one big show. The designers would take care of the runway piece of it. Oliver and the other people would perform. Then you had people who would take care of hair and makeup. You got J-Lon. You got... who else can do, and then somebody else on the show that can do cosmetology stuff. I want to say, no, not Montel. Montel is a stylist. Anyway, you got J-Lon who could do hair and makeup, and of course J-Lon now wants to move into music, so could perform as well. I thought it was a great idea. And everybody thought it was a great idea too. But here's where the problem is going to come in. Problem is going to come in because Kendra done already said, okay, well, we selling tickets. What's up with the coin? I ain't mad at you now. Anytime you are performing, you should get paid for your performance. However, you're going to have to definitely make sure that you take care of all that on the front end. Because I can already see the arguments now about where did the money go, who got the money, who did what cut. Well, I cash apped you this. Well, I PayPal'd you that. Well, it was 10 tickets sold at the door. See, you don't want to get caught up in the minutia. You don't want to get caught up in the minutia. But it sounded like a really, really great idea. Do I think that this group of people will be able to pull it off? Hell no. Hell no. But I'm going to tell you what I do see happening. I do see Oliver doing it himself and maybe inviting them as special guests. Do I see them doing it as a collective? Hell no. That idea going to stay right there with the shells of them crab legs. Moving on. So, sorry, I had some popcorn and I feel a kernel. You know how the kernel gets stuck. Anyway. So, shout out to Funky Dineva for making an appearance. Oliver goes to talk to him and they have a conversation, and Oliver shares, what went down at the house, and Funky Dineva in true Funky Dineva fashion was like, okay, see, we can holler, we can fuss, we can cuss, but you start pulling out weapons, we got a whole nother conversation, and if you're going to pull out a weapon, you better be ready to use it. We don't play that. He was like, are they coming to the show? Do I need to call some people? Do they know we from Miami? We don't play that shit. I said, I know that's right. Because I said the same thing. And again, I said it then when it happened. Respect to Oliver, because Oliver's thing was, go on and hit me. Go on and tase me. Go on and do what you're going to do. But please know what's waiting for you on the other side of it. That's all I got to say. I ain't doing... See, the people you need to worry about are the people who don't get excited. Those are people you need to worry about. Let me tell you something. My sister don't do no whole lot of fussing and cussing. She don't. But let me tell you, when my sister would get that tear, and that tear would come rolling down her eyes, I'd be like, whoever the fuck, better watch out, because she about to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? The quiet ones are the ones. Oliver ain't do no hooting and hollering. Oliver was like, but I just need you to know. Go on and tase me if you want to. Just know what's waiting for you on the other side of it. Okay. And then they talked about the Gardini situation. It was funny because Funky Dineva called Gardini Gio. And for a minute, I thought he was talking about T.S. Madison's manager. And I'm like, how the fuck Gio get in this? But I guess that's a nickname he has for Gardini, which tells me that they have a relationship if they know each other like that. But they went on to talk, and Dineva said point blank, he was like, he liked that drama. He liked that he say she say back and forth shit. Like, he gets off on it. And they talked about it or whatever, and sort of fleshed out the situation. And Dineva was like, later for that bullshit. What's up with your performance tonight? You ready or what? And he talked about how he had tried to get some dances and that didn't work out, but he was gonna work it out. He was gonna redo his track and fix it up, and be ready for the show that night. And he did. He did a good job. He was proud of himself. The other people were impressed by what they saw. We Were Born still tried to be a little shady, talking about, that first song, the crowd wasn't feeling him. But when he got to the rest of it, and he did a good job. He did a good job after that. I was like, y'all just can't give motherfuckers a compliment. Damn. But the show looked like it really went off really well. It absolutely did. And the only other thing was we saw Jaylon having his surgery. Why? Because it looked like it was on Instagram Live. I have no idea why anybody would want anybody to see them getting surgery on their Instagram. But clearly people do, because he put it on his live and they put it on the show. So they must have thought I wanted to see it as well. But anyway, I already talked about that. It's no need to sort of rehash it. Now, it looks like the show was taking like a little 2-week mid-season break. They said they'll be back May 6th. So we're not going to get an episode next week. We'll get an episode the week after that. But it looks like in the next episode, some shit goes down. I saw some of this stuff on Q's Insta story a few months back. Q was drunk as shit at this party. Whatever. I didn't get enough to find out who had a house party and what the house party was. But I know that Q was drunk as hell, and I remember seeing some of this on his Insta story, and I remember seeing enough to know that they were taping for the show, and I was like, oh Lord, this is gonna be funny. So anyway, that's just kind of how things went down. Y'all let me know what y'all think in them comments. What y'all think about the whole Oliver Gardini, who said, he said, she said shit, because I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how it work out. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.